So I have a confession. I've never actually hardened off plants before I planted them outside. I normally just kind of throw them to the wolves. But this year, I've decided to try and do things the right way. All of the things that I currently have growing actually are things that I should have planted in the fall. So I have versions of them or even the exact same plants living outside right now, and they're perfectly fine. So hopefully they'll be all right once I get them out in the ground. I'm slowly adding about an hour per day. We have snapdragons, onions, leeks, other flowers, and I have a whole lot of other things coming, but I'm about to start doing a big round of seed starting, so I kind of need to clear out the space. So that is why I'm pushing to harden off these little babies this week. They're about to go into the great big world. Look at them. They're so pretty. Cute. And now it's time to check on some plants that we moved around last week, but we had a really cold night, so let's see how they're doing. The feverfew is not looking too great. We had a day that I woke up and it said it was 9 degrees outside, but they all look like these guys a few days ago just after that, and it's been warming up, and now I'm starting to see more and more look a little bit better. Ironically, the feverfew I have out in my garden are doing perfectly fine, so I think they're just a little itty bitty. If they perk up, that would be great. If not, it was worth the try. These pansies, on the other hand, look amazing. And I did some mycorrhiza inoculants. I sprinkled some on the roots as I transplanted them, and I feel like you can really tell the difference. These ones have it, these ones don't. This is the only one that's kind of out of place, but these, look at how tiny these are versus, and they all, for context, look kind of like this when I transplanted them. I think I have the date. Nope. Yeah, they're looking good. These ones were looking worse than the feverfew when I transplanted them, but now they actually, I think, have liked the cold. And they've definitely liked the mycorrhiza. So, these wee babes are my sweet peas. I started these, I know I marked this one, on the 19th, and today is the 27th, so 8 days. But we have some more friends. Basically, the way I'm trying to grow them is cold and hard. So as soon as I see a little tiny bit of green, I'm going to put them outside. Now this is a covered space, and I can feel it actually being a lot warmer in here already with the sun beating down than it is outside, which is what I want. But these sweet peas actually might like it outside where it's cooler. So what I think I'm going to do is take half of these and plant them in a crate that I have some tulips in, because the tulips should start dying back when these are starting to take off. So I think I can kind of have a double, what is it, lasagna, but without the lasagna ingredients, or just one of them, just the pasta, no sauce, unless the soil is the sauce. I don't know. Yeah, so I'll just take like 6 of these and put them in the crate, or maybe 5. Then we'll have a nice even little 6. I use toilet paper rolls, and I will say, not that anyone cares, but there is a clear difference in quality. These ones are from What the Crap. They feel sturdier, but they fell apart. It's like the adhesive that was holding them together was not strong enough. These were just Charmin Ultra Strong. Less sturdy feeling, but they've held together. So I don't know what that says or what that means. I have a feeling this one has a lot more of a natural composition. So, are you bored on the loo? Scroll our website. The rest of these I'm just going to leave in here till they get a little bit bigger. I might even try planting some in the ground and see how they grow in here. I feel like it's going to get too hot, but worth a shot, worth a try. And I like to keep things honest. These cornflowers look super sad, but now they are where they belong, which is outside. So I'm going to give them a good soak. It's supposed to be really warm this week after having literally the lowest temperature in the past 5 years last week. So I'm going to give them a good soak. And we can all wish them luck on their journey. I think they'll be all right. I have some seeds that I want to direct sow as well. I prepped this whole bed before the snow came. I did this whole thing. And then I didn't actually plant them in the snow, but there is still some snow left in that one spot. So I'm going to try some poppies, and I also have some bupleurum, blue and breezy flax that I tried last year, but I think I might have been overzealous in my weeding and pulled it out. And I also have some white dill. I'm also starting this inside, but it's supposed to not like being transplanted, so I'm going to try both because I can. So anyways, poppies are the priority. Yeah, so you know how I said poppies were the priority? It would be another 2 hours before the girl would plant the poppies. I proceeded to procrastinate and get distracted, and I feel like part of it is that in my head I've hyped up poppies. I love poppies. I think they're such a beautiful flower and I want them so badly in my garden, but the fear of failing with them again, I think is what's stopping me. But before we get to the poppies, I have this wood chipper leaf mulcher that I bought last year for $200. You want to know how many times I've used this wood chipper? Take a guess. It's less than 5. It's less than 3. I've used this once, okay? I used it to tackle my big wood stick pile that I showed in the last video. And I didn't end up needing it because it can only handle a certain width, or size of stick. But I have accumulated another stick pile. And as you can see, I have a forest next to me that is also part of my property. And I need to start chipping away at it. I have a game plan, but I'll share that in another video. So if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to see more of, and if you want to see my plan for this forest, because it's a little ambitious, but I think we can do it. I think I can chip away at it, like this wood chipper. But I want to tackle all the little piles that I have around my house. I'm a pile type of girl. I'm not a clean girl. I'm a pile girl. And I want to get rid of my piles before I make another big, massive pile when I clean out my forest. So I had this pile of sticks in this little corner that's like the dumping area, I guess. I feel like we all have a dumping area in our house. It's that one drawer in our gardens, at least for me. I feel like I'll always have a dumping area, but I've been wanting to clear mine out, and part of it was the stick pile, so I chipped away at it, pun very much intended, and then it was time to plant my seeds. I made a plan for my garden, and I sort of took all the seeds that I had, I laid them out, figured out what I wanted to grow and where I wanted to grow those things. And then I calculated based on the space in each area, how many of each plant I would need. And that's sort of helping me in my seed starting. And like I said, I'm going to be starting a wave of seed starting in the next few weeks. So knowing exactly what I need to sow, how much of what I need to sow, and then also I like to make lists. Do I follow them? No, but I like to make them. So I made an Excel spreadsheet sort of with a calendar of what I need to be starting, of how much and when. We'll see if I stick with it. But so far it's been really helpful. I feel like I always have a ton of new gardening energy, just creative energy in general going into the new year, and then it fizzles out a bit as things start to happen and the reality of life and the world sets in after the holidays. But so far, I've been keeping it up. I've been sticking with these videos, which I'm pretty proud of. I think this is like my 9th or 10th episode, which is really cool. This is the most YouTube videos I've made in such a short period of time. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Not gonna lie. This bed that I'm currently working on is my main flower area. This is where I had a ton of zinnias last year, and it did really, really well. It gets a lot of sun. The soil is not good though. I know that. We know this. We know that this is not good soil. So I'm gonna try to work in more natural ways to sort of amend the soil over the course of the year. And if the plants that I grow there don't do super well because of that, because the soil's not super good now, I'm okay with that. Like that, I've made peace with that in my heart. So I'm just direct seeding some Bupleurum. I sprinkled some biotone fertilizer on the top of the soil and raked it in a bit. And you might be looking at my measurer. Okay, it broke. RIP to my tape measurer. I do need a new one, but luckily everything I've had to measure since I broke it has been under 3 feet, and it cryptically broke right at the 3-foot mark. So it's like, do we really need a full 25-foot tape measure, or do we just need a 3-foot tape measure, which basically is a meter stick? Maybe I should just get a meter stick. Anyways, I was able to use my new, fresh, homegrown, homemade mulch. Now this mulch and straw that I sort of separated definitely 100% has seeds in it. And it definitely 100% has weed seeds in it. And you know what? That's just something I'm going to have to improve on / deal with. That is a problem for future Leela to deal with. She will probably be upset with past Leela. Sometimes we do things to set ourselves up for success. Other times we don't. For example, I made that mulch. Now I have it. My stick pile is clean, but maybe there are some more weeds in my garden than there would have been. I think there's going to be a lot of weeds anyways. And I also wanted to have in this garden bed a sweet pea trellis. Last year I grew sweet peas for the very first time. I started them later than I started them this year, but not by a lot. But it's been a lot colder this winter, so I'm kind of banking on the past few months that this spring will also be cold. Who knows? It just gets so hot where I live so quickly, and like we can have the cold, but as soon as like even April and May come around, it's it gets gnarly pretty quickly. So my sweet peas were not happy, but I'm hoping to keep them happy and healthy and have them planted in different spots as well to sort of test and see where they do best. The sweet peas that I planted this year are Prince Orange. I think Prince something with the word orange in there, from Southern Exchange, which is a Virginia-based seed company, and I live in Virginia, Zone 7. Anyways, I'm going to keep chipping away at things. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to post all of my garden progress and all of my forest progress. I was very pleased that I found some of these 4-inch pots in my little junk pile, but I'm going to be slowly chipping away at my forest, hopefully sharing my plan for that very soon, and chipping away at this garden and whipping it into shape, because I have this very specific vision in my mind, but I'm also a beginner gardener, and we'll just see. So thank you for being here. I hope your gardens are doing well. If they're under snow, I hope you're resting and taking this time to plan and dream, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.